Welcome back to the Pro Sports Podcasters on YouTube. My name's Kobe. Most of you know me as Kobe from the podcast. And there's a lot that's happened in NFL all day recently, and I want to talk about that in this particular video. Let's get into it. So let's begin with the news that's happening right now, and that's the beta test of the OTM Rumble fantasy football platform on NFL All Day. Own the Moment has put this together in cooperation with Dapper Labs in order to offer that additional utility to NFL All Day collectors. And right now we're running in the last week of the preseason, and even though they don't have that much up for grabs, because first prize is a Jolly Joker and a Rewind pack. If you're unsure of what a Jolly Joker is, look at some of my previous videos or just search Jolly Joker OTM on YouTube. You're going to find a number of videos on it. But that's your first place prize, and then places 2 through 100 are going to win a Rewind pack. So there's not a lot really on the line here, although it has been enough to actually move the NFL All Day market. And that's because something happened in Thursday night's games that was somewhat, I guess, unexpected. But more importantly, gave opportunities to those that were real serious about trying to win this a chance to bank some much needed points with the Houston defense. And what makes the Houston defense kind of unique in this situation is that there's only one Houston defensive rare on the marketplace. It's Tremon Smith. And Tremon Smith has gone up around 33% since before the preseason final week began. So that shows you what this platform can do for NFL All Day. Because if you pop that defense in, you're looking at 20 points or 25 points if you decide to make it your hero, which is probably the safest play you could have made this week. No one else really on Thursday night's games would have made that much of a difference. Last night's games had a few players pop, so that'll be interesting to see how many people actually rostered those. But what's interesting about this particular platform is that one, so far with the beta test, been very easy to use. A few people had some difficulty signing into it and getting set up in the first place, but that's normal with any platform. But once you're on it, it's very simple. It's a very easy system to follow. They make it extremely easy in that whenever you select a roster position, it gives you options based on your particular collection. It's not like you've got to double check to see whether or not you have a particular player to put in that particular roster spot. You don't even have to pre-plan, really. You can just kind of go there. And they've actually got them ordered by, expected points, but really by their overall ranking. Because in this case, being the preseason, a lot of the top players don't actually play. But when it gets to the regular season, you're going to notice at the top of your list is probably the most highly anticipated player for that week at that position. So to make it simple, you can just go ahead and make that your roster. Simple. Easy. And it's going to give you an opportunity to potentially win. We can go into the tiebreakers and that later, but I'm not going to cover that in this video. I just wanted to say that so far, OTM Rumble looks pretty solid. I'm excited about it. I'm sure everybody who's participated is excited about it. I can't wait for the regular season to start so I can start using the moments that I specifically stockpiled leading up to this season in anticipation of some sort of a fantasy football variant. And that's the one thing that's going on right now. But what's coming up soon is next week, we're going to have another drop. It's the second historical drop. But what makes this one a little different is that it doesn't just include players that no longer play, because they've already advertised the ultimate in this particular drop is the OBJ one-handed, impressive catch that he's known for. That's going to be the number one sort of moment to hit if you're lucky enough to crack one. But that means OBJ is not retired, right? He's still playing. Sure, he's injured right now, but we're going to see him this season on some team at some point. So these are moments, although historical, they're also current to some degree. We don't know how many of the players will still be players that are currently playing or how many of the players will have retired at this point. But the fact that OBJ is on it means there's a possibility for more players to be on it that are currently playing. And that makes the historical set a little more interesting to me because I'm most interested, and if you follow my channel, you'll know it, I'm all about performance-based challenges, so players playing now, and fantasy football, which is players playing now. that's what I'm into. That was the main reason I actually joined this platform. That's what got me excited. And the first historical set, to be honest, I didn't buy a pack. Because why would I? Right? I'm not looking to hit random historical moments of players that are no longer playing. I did specifically buy a few players that I have personal attachment to because of being a fan. But that's it. I wasn't going to buy a pack. This pack has got me thinking. Now, generally speaking, they usually let us know what's going to be in the packs shortly before the pack drop. So probably sometime next week, we're going to find out who's actually in this pack, what are the legendaries, what are the rares, what are the commons. And we can decide from there if this is a pack for us. But if it does have a fair number of active players in it, there's a very good chance I'll go ahead and make my first historical pack purchase. So consider that when you decide whether or not you should buy this pack. Don't just dismiss it because it's a historical pack. Take a good look at what's involved. Worst case scenario, check out our Discord. We'll be talking about it for sure. If you haven't signed up for the Discord yet, I'll leave a link in the description. And those are the two big things that are happening in NFL All Day right now. There's more to come, 100% guaranteed. I'm hoping we get the Jolly Joker drop sometime next week, because I almost guarantee you that there's going to be something connected to OTM Rumble that will involve a gated entry with a Jolly Joker. And I'm for anything fantasy football, anything performance-based. And if the Jolly Joker community adds to that, all the better for me. All the better for you too, if that's your thing. We'll get into it a little bit more week 1 of what OTM Rumble is actually like, the strategy that goes into it, what you may want to do ahead of time to prepare. I'll release that video before week 1 of the regular season. See you later.